In today's video, I'm going to show you the difference between someone who actually believes they're the best versus someone who just kind of got lucky, got famous, has the talent, but doesn't truly have the confidence. Now, you want to make sure that you are 100% congruent. The reason you see people get really successful and then they aren't fulfilled is because they don't have that self-confidence. So today, I'm going to show you how to do just that.
The reason you won't be happy is because you yourself are not confident in the outcome. You are not confident you'll get what you want. You're not confident you're moving forward. You're not confident you're making progress. So you become reactive to the things around you. So how does this work? Why is it important? Well, think about a relationship, for instance. When you get into a relationship, what do we look for? We look for someone that raises our status, makes us feel more significant. Both men and women. Now, the things that make a woman feel more significant are different than what makes a man feel more significant. There are generic things like, appreciation, compliments, admiration, treating someone well, but they're not always true. Here's the main thing. People have different belief systems. That is a fact. You may see things differently than me. I may see things differently than you. However, across the board, status is the number one thing you seek, because what does high status mean for your DNA? It means your DNA gets to reproduce with either the best options available or with the most options available, depending on if you're male or female. And the second thing is you get the most resources. So you don't have to stress. You get access to the most food, to the most survival, to the most everything. You have the most abundance. So therefore, status is directly correlated to your two primary driving instincts, which are survival and reproduction. So everything you do is designed to improve these two primary driving forces, survival and reproduction. Now, if we understand this concept, how can you influence others? How can we leverage what we learned last week? How can we leverage this for ourselves? Well, if the actions I take increase someone's status, they will do it. They will agree. We talk about sales. How many of us think sales is important? If you can sell something to someone that increases their status, they'll buy. Let me give you an example. If I go to sell you a $500,000 car, who here is going to pull the trigger on that? Raise your hand, honestly. Probably nobody, right? Because it's a $500,000 car. So you'd be like, well, having the $500,000 car increases my status, right? Wrong. Unless you believe you'll make the money back. Unless you believe you won't lose any money, unless you believe the car will appreciate in value and you get to drive it. So you get the status and you get to not lose a dollar. Then your brain goes, oh shit, I should do this. The only reason someone doesn't pull the trigger, and what I mean by that is buy something or take action, it's because they believe in some way, shape, or form they are losing status. They're losing something. Therefore, they are losing pleasure. Why does someone cling on to a relationship that isn't good for them, even though they know it's not good for them? Because internally, they don't have the self-worth or the self-confidence, the value, the status on their own. So they need to rely on their status, their identity with whoever they're with. So when the person leaves, their status goes down, causes them pain. And that pain is why they get addicted to a bad relationship or a bad job, or why people settle for where they're at. Sometimes people will be stuck, let's say here, and they don't believe they can do any more. If you've ever seen an animal who's grown up in a cage their whole life, they might seem happy and grateful, but at the same time, that's because they don't know what it's like to be outside of the cage. And most people put themselves in this cage where they can't break free, where they can't increase their status. So they convince themselves that they're happy where they're at, when in fact, they haven't truly tasted real happiness. And this is what's scary and this is what's dangerous, because if you haven't tasted real happiness and you're in a cage and someone feeds you something like a drug, like something that is unhealthy for you, like a bad relationship, what happens? You get addicted. And you get addicted because it's better, it feels better than where you're at. Why is this so important? Everything you see in your life, whether it's addiction, and by the way, we have many addictions. I'm not just talking about drugs, right? Bad habits are addictions, right? Whether it's addiction, whether it's a negative pattern of focus, whether it's deciding that you don't want to grow, or every time you're about to make money, you're in a pattern You make all this money, then you go broke, and then you make all this money, then you go broke, or you're just neutral and you have a stable income and your bank account always looks the same, or you're saving about 5% every month, or whatever it is. This is a pattern completely based on you not wanting to leave your status. Now, why would someone not want to gain more status? Is it just because they don't believe that they can? That is one reason. There's another reason. And then other reason is that they don't deserve it. Imposter syndrome. And if I don't deserve to increase my status, I will never increase my status because there's more pain associated to the success. So if you associate pain to failure, if you associate pain to making more money, to have a better lifestyle, like a lot of people truly believe that they'll have no time, right? They project their current paradigm into the paradigm of success. So if they're working 40 hours a week, making $10,000 a month, they go, well, in order to make $20,000 a month, I must work 80 hours a week. That's not how it works, my friends. That's not how it works. The wealthier you get, the more successful you become, the happier you are, the more efficient your actions are. You could work the same 40 hours and make millions a week versus someone who works, 40 hours and makes $10,000 a month. So what is the difference? What is the whole point of this grand intro? Well, today I want to show you what it means to increase your status. Now there's two versions of this, okay? And I always say there's real value, like your internal status, and then there's external status, right? Perceived value. So this is obviously at the top. You guys can see this clearly? Can we see this? You guys see these lines? It's not that complicated. You guys can see this? This is just kind of like in the middle. Everyone can see, thumbs up. Okay, so real value, what is real value? And I have to define both of these because there's perceived value and real value. Let's just highlight perceived value for a moment because it's easy to see. You walk down the street, a guy walks around, drives by you in a $4 million Bugatti Chiron. Right, and he has a $2 million watch on, a Richard Mille, and some supermodel sitting next to him. What's his value, perceived value? Probably pretty high. Now you go see the guy doing lines of cocaine. He's an alcoholic and borderline suicidal. Perceived value is still high. Real value is not. Now, there was a really famous trial, I think about a month and a half ago. My friend covered most of it, body language wise, right? Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Now, Johnny Depp's perceived value is what? High. His real value, not so high. What I mean by that doesn't mean he's not a valuable person. I mean that he himself does not deem himself to be that valuable. His confidence is low. He doesn't treat himself well. He doesn't talk nicely to himself. He's depressed. He doesn't have positive patterns. He's not a happy person. He's a great actor, but he's not a happy person. So his real value, his internal value, not how we see him, but how he sees himself, that's what real value is, how we see ourselves, is low. Therefore, he's not happy. Now, here's the thing. Does money make you happier? Only if your real value is high. All money does, all success does, all more women, more popularity, more fame, more success does, is magnify your real value. So if your real value is here and you get more of that, it only inflates it. It only magnifies it. That's all it does. It makes you more of what you are. Now, does that mean that someone who has all these things and is sad can't be generous or loving or giving? Absolutely not. Real value is solely internal confidence. It's self-worth. If you had high self-worth, would you love to see yourself on screen and the work you've done? Would you be proud of it? You would be, right? He watches none of his films. None of them. What does that tell us? He's not confident with himself. He doesn't love himself. He doesn't want to see himself. He's avoiding it. Important to note this. It's important. Okay? By the way, most actors are this way because they're escaping themselves. They are so passionate about leaving who they are because they're not happy with that person. So it's pretty shocking. So now we look at real value and perceived value. Real value, I want you guys to quickly draw this out on your notepad or in your mind and give yourself a ranking, 0 to 10. 10, my real value is super high. 0, I think I'm worthless. See where you're at. And I can tell you right now, once you've done that, I could tell you why your life looks the way it looks. In my mind, my real value is 100. It's 100 out of 10. I believe I'm the best because I've learned that this belief system is the most effective and most productive for my happiness and my success. And if you look at people who are truly happy, who are truly the best at what they do, what do they say? Who's ever seen an interview with Michael Jordan or Ronaldo or Messi or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, the greatest in the world at their sport, what do? They all say what? I'm the best. They say, I'm the best. Whoever lived and whoever will live. I am number one. Now, does it mean that they're better than someone else? That's up to opinion. All it means is that in their mind, they understand that this belief system of being the best, of being number one, is the most productive for what? To maintain their status, even if they make it to the championship, even if they lose, right? Michael Jordan lost a couple times, like significant games, right? He's lost in a championship. They've lost before. If his real value was low, what do you think would happen to him? He would not feel good. Now, he didn't feel good, but he would give up because his real value is not there. So he'd give up. But because his real value, right, his internal confidence was high, he came back stronger. He came back better, and he dominated. This is the mentality I want you guys in. This is the mentality that will make you happy, fulfilled, productive, and invincible.
Thanks for watching. Now, I'd like to give you a free gift on top of this video. Now, a lot of people really enjoyed a hypnosis audio I gave them, which they listen to for 9 minutes a day that literally makes them successful. It's called Dominate Your Day. Now, I want to give you another gift. If you've already gotten that gift or not, I want to give you another gift. Now, oftentimes people are like, Marcel, thank you so much for coaching me. Thank you so much for helping me, even if it's just helping you get clear on your goals. So I want to offer a free coaching call with either me or someone from my team. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, send me a DM with the word free, and we're going to hop on a call with you and see what we could do to help you out and get you aligned with your goals and make sure we can help you change your life so you can be the best and you can actually attract the best things in life while being fulfilled. Now, remember, clear instructions. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. That's very easy to do. And then send me a DM with the word free, and my team or myself will get back to you and get you on that free bonus coaching call.